Joyhdae.
Ryan. Virgo season.
Halloween just passed. Did you see my son? Was my son not the cutest
I'm
thing you have seen this Halloween?
I'm gonna need you to leave Cash alone. Cash is sick of you, and you out here trying to make this poor dog do things he don't want to do. And I'm gonna report you to whatever DCFS is for dogs or whatever.
Cash had a
This
great
is too
time.
much. It's too much.
Okay.
It's
You
too
ain't never
much.
seen a cuter Chucky. Okay. First of all, let me tell you how I know Cash is sick of me. So in my community for Halloween, they always do this thing called Halloween at the dog park where like all the
Oh,
dogs dress up.
how punny! Oh,
Right. Cute.
all
I
right.
decided, I dress my dogs up for Halloween every year, but I decided this year Cash and I was gonna check out, the dog park. He got a costume. Let's go have some fun. Whatever.
Right.
When I tell you my dog is me and he wanted absolutely no parts of whatever was going on in that park. It started at 6. We were supposed to, like I said, we would stay for maybe like 30 minutes. We stayed for a total of 5 minutes because Cash was like, you
That's
are out
right.
of your ever loving mind. I
That's
don't
right.
know why you thought I like dogs and people, but you should know that I don't like either. And you got me
All
around
the
these
way.
folks.
All the way after.
To the point people are like, is he okay? And I'm like, yeah, he just don't like y'all. I'm sorry. I don't. They're like, but he's so cute. I'm like, he's very cute, but he just don't like y'all. You know?
Sounds about
How
right.
was Halloween for you? I know you got the kiddos.
Yeah. So the wife makes it a fact to let people know that she's big saved and she don't celebrate Halloween. And so um the way the way the children work is that don't really work when they got to go to school and all of that. And so school had like storybook day for one and then pajama day for the other one. And so one went to school in makeshift pajamas because it's junior high school. She can't wear regular pajamas. They gotta be sweats, oversized tee, all of that random,
Right,
like
right,
like
right,
a regular Thursday.
right, right.
And then the younger one was Thing Two, which which
Aw.
which which was very cute. I thought it was cute. And so yeah, they had a time. They had lots of sugar. And if you can hear in my voice, I have come down with all the things because they decided to bring all the things home with them from,
Yeah,
from school.
yeah. Kids are
And
petri dishes.
I wasn't ready. Nobody told me to be ready. And I'm going to try for you guys. I'm trying, pulling from the depths. I
Yeah,
had some bleep cold and flu today. I don't want to, they
yeah.
not
They're not
endorsing,
sponsoring.
they're
You
not
know
sponsoring, but like I
exactly.
got some from the corner store. If y'all don't know, in New York, they sell big hard drugs at the corner store. And so I bought some of that, and you let me graciously know that it might be expired. And so I, after I had already taken it, I looked at the package, and I'm good. We good. We good. So
We good.
hopefully,
I was looking
I don't
out.
have a. Hopefully, I don't have a sneeze attack and like a whole stuffy attack, sniffles, all that today. So hopefully, we can get through this hour, and here we are.
Here we are. Also, I get it. Okay, y'all like us on schedule, and we weren't on the air last week. That don't mean that you
That ain't
need
got
to
nothing to do with
slide
me. Ain't got nothing to do
into
with me.
my DMs or my text messages or my WhatsApp and curse me out. I had adult business to take care of last week. Some things could not be helped,
Uh huh.
y'all.
Uh huh.
And
Uh
also,
huh.
just a reminder, Ryan and I haven't decided whether or not we're going to take a break in a couple episodes for the holidays or if we're going to get through a little bit of December and then take a break. So brace yourselves. Brace yourselves. As we make that decision, we will let y'all know. But like, we're trying. We're
You're coming in
human.
hot. You're coming in hot today, Janae. You're coming in
I
hot.
was
Like,
just,
first of all, you gotta humble yourself. As Kendrick says, humble yourself. You were the reason why these people was cussing you out. So I need you to come in with some humility because people set their schedules off of us. All right, they set their schedules off of us, and you decided to take them out of their schedule. All right, I'm blaming it. I'm
I
blaming
just,
it all on you. I
I
told
just,
you that's what I was going to do, and that's what it is. So I'm gonna need you to just have a little bit of couth. You know what I mean?
I'm a stick a pin in this so that the next time we are either late or not recording, and
Uh-huh.
it is your fault.
Yeah,
I'm
word,
just
word,
letting you
word,
know.
word, 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 word,
I'm
word.
coming in. So first of all, peep the hat.
It's
Peep the
kind of,
hat.
it's kind of
I don't know if
nice.
y'all see it,
It's kind
but
of nice.
and yes, I leave these on
I
until
don't
they
know
come
why.
off. I leave them
When
on.
you guys see me in mine, it won't have that sticker on it because I
I leave it
despise
on
it.
until
I
it peels, and
despise
then
it.
I'm like, okay, fine.
I
But
despise it.
yes, hat, Virgo season merch available on the website. I'm
Yes, yes.
obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
It looks good too. Like, look at this. Look at Ryan was in his bag. He
I,
has his own little things with it, but I'm obsessed.
yeah.
We
It's the
won't talk
curse of
about it.
it's the curse of the Virgo. Like
Yeah,
we never are satisfied. Never satisfied
never.
with the creativity that we spew. So
But I'm obsessed with it.
I'm just letting it out into the universe and letting people enjoy it, and people have been enjoying it. So I'm happy for y'all.
So,
Thank you for your support, by the way.
oh yeah,
Sorry,
thank
thank
y'all
you for
so
your
much for
support.
y'all support. Actually, too, shout out to all of y'all because recently we've gotten an influx of comments from people who have, I guess, are kind of new to the podcast and are enjoying Ryan and myself. And so, like, kudos to you because the universe always lets us know when we're on the right path. Because sometimes, as Virgos, Ryan and I get in our heads and we, overthink it, and then y'all pop in and be like, "Yo,
That was the
funny,"
best episode ever. Keep
right?
doing what you're doing.
And we're
We
like,
love this show.
"Oh." And you're not like an actual friend or family member, like cool. So shout
I
out to y'all.
I'm humbled and grateful. So
Always humbled
yes.
and grateful. Okay, so I love when y'all submit these Am I the Assholes because y'all are finding some really great ones. This one was submitted by Jasmine. And I just need you to know that
I know it's
you're
out of
not ready.
pocket. I know it's out of pocket. Oh my
Full
god.
transparency, the full story was kind of long. So I condensed the beginning because the update, in my humblest of opinions, is the most interesting part about this story.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Before you start,
Yes.
how's the skin? Is the skin skinning?
The
Because
skin is skinning. Have you tried
I
a new?
listen, none of y'all told me, and I know you just was starting a segment and now I'm going off on a tangent.
Yeah, but it's all right.
Whatever. None of y'all told me that when I became a big adult and had to do big adult things, that skincare for adults costs mad money. I've been using
Mm-hmm.
the same stuff that I was using since I was a teenager, and I was like, you know what? You know what? Let me upgrade my thing, what I'm doing out in these streets, and I'm loving it, but I'm not loving the price, and I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like, what the hell? For those that are interested, it's Kiehl's under eye, all of that, facial moisturizer, cleanser, all those things. But I don't know if I'm gonna re up on Keel. So if y'all have suggestions, let me know. Thank you.
Korean skincare is the GOAT.
Yes,
And
that's
it's
not
not
a
as
name of a brand.
expensive.
Not
I
a
know,
name
but
of
I
a
can't
brand,
send you
but
some. I'm just letting you know. I'm just
yeah,
letting you
but it
know.
has to be for men
It
specifically. So
is.
okay, well let me know. All right, cool, cool beans.
Okay, so back to the mess. After 2 years together, my relationship with my ex, Eric, 28 male, completely fell apart over a suspicious comment made by his friend, Mark, age 28. While we were out at a bar with Eric's friends, Eric joked about Mark's eating habits, but then Mark looked at me and said, if only she knew. Immediately, the vibe shifted. Before I could ask what he meant, Eric exploded, yelling at Mark and even tried to get physical. When we got back to my place, I asked Eric what Mark's comment was about. Instead of explaining, he got defensive, yelling at me to drop it. Each time I pressed for clarity, he only got angrier until he eventually stormed out. The next morning, I texted him saying I was done because if he couldn't be honest, I couldn't stay. Since then, Eric has been telling our mutual friends that I ended things for quote unquote no reason, painting me as the one who overreacted. I told them to stay out of it because none of them experienced the gut feeling that I did. After 2 years together, I'm not going to ignore red flags or tolerate being gaslit. If he can't be straightforward with me, then there's no trust. And without trust, there's no point in staying. So, Reddit, am I the asshole for leaving him over this? Update. I feel like I'm living in some kind of twisted nightmare. And the more I try to make sense of it, the worse it gets. Mark called me today while I was at work. I didn't expect him to call me because he was ignoring me. I stepped outside to take the call, and he told me something that I never in a million years could have prepared for. He, he told me that Eric has been putting other men's semen in my food, drinks, skincare, shampoo,
Oh,
conditioner, and even my toothpaste. I'm not
oh,
exaggerating. I'm not being dramatic. That's what
what?
Mark said.
What?
Eric has apparently been hooking up with random men, having them finish into cups, and then using it in my meals and drinks like some sort of sick
Shit.
joke.
Oh,
Even as I write this, I'm still in complete disbelief. Who does that to someone? Mark said he found out about this a week ago, but for some reason it took him that long to tell me. A week. I've been living my life completely oblivious, trusting Eric, someone I loved, while this was happening behind my back. I feel so betrayed, so disgusted, and so violated. When I asked Mark if he and Eric were having an affair, if this was some sort of twisted thing between them, he swore they weren't, and he even made a gross comment about not wanting to touch Eric because who knows what diseases he has. That made my stomach turn. I'm getting tested for everything now because I don't know what's in my body.
oh
When I got home, I went straight
my
to the
God.
kitchen. Mark told me to check under the sink, and there were the cups. Hidden behind the cleaning supplies, I lost my shit. I threw everything out in the kitchen, the bathroom, even stuff I knew wasn't touched. I don't care. Everything feels contaminated now. My home doesn't feel like a safe space anymore. Every time I walk into the kitchen, I feel like I'm going to throw up. I can't even function without my mind going to dark places, thinking about all the times I had no idea what was happening. I
Oh
don't
my
have any
God.
solid proof of this. It's just Mark's words and those disgusting cups, and I feel so powerless. If nothing can be done about this, honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do. How is this even legal? How can someone get away with something so vile? I don't know if I'll ever be able to trust anyone again. This whole thing has been messing with my head in ways I can't even explain. I feel dirty. I feel like I've been violated on such a deep level, and there's nothing I can do to undo it. My mom wants me to check into a hospital just to make sure I'm okay mentally, and I'm honestly going to do it. I don't feel stable right now. I don't feel like myself. I'm scared I might hurt myself or someone else. Eric was eating the same food. He was eating the same food that he could contaminate it right alongside me. Was it a kink, a power trip? I don't even know anymore. All I know is the man I thought I knew, the man I loved, is a complete stranger to me now. I can't believe I've been living with someone capable of something so vile. I feel like I'm losing my mind and I don't know how I'm going to come back from this. How can he do this to me? I'm genuinely losing it. I'm a danger to myself. I won't be going. I'm going to check myself into the hospital. It's not funny, but your
What
reaction.
kind of. Okay. All right. You can't take any more weeks off because this is too much. You didn't have to make up for last week. It's fine.
Mhm,
We didn't need this.
mhm,
Jasmine, I'm looking at you sideways because what is this? Wow. There should be, you know how certain people get hall passes for like certain people or
mhm,
whatever? There
mhm.
should be passes to kill people
Yeah, yeah,
because how do you punish someone for this?
yeah.
Jail don't seem like enough.
It's not.
Torture may not
No.
seem don't seem like enough to me. I mean maybe I could think of some ways, but like oh my god,
Yeah,
Janae.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
Also, Mark needs his ass beat because it shouldn't have taken you a week to tell me.
I just don't like you basically could have given me a death sentence
Yeah,
for whatever potential. I mean, I don't know what these diseases are these days, but like HIV is no longer a death sentence, but like who knows what else is out there.
yeah,
Um just a couple years ago, a disease that we never even knew about was killing us in droves and
yeah,
we were stuck in our houses. We
yeah.
don't know like is this not rape? What is this? Like how
I
do
would.
you
That's what. That
like
was my thought too.
what
Is
is the
like,
what's the definition of this?
like I just. I don't know if there is a punishment great enough for this person because this is absolutely the vilest thing
oh
that I
my
have
god.
ever heard of in my entire life. In her food, drinks, skincare, shampoo, conditioner, and her toothpaste.
Okay, so like I said, I'm sick, so I'm a little brain foggy, so I missed some of the details. I didn't realize this was a woman. Even worse now. I thought this was a gay couple. My bad. What? What? It seems so many more levels to this. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh my god. Oh my god.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah. So I do think though, because she said she found the cups, I feel like if she found the cups, that she should be able to take those somewhere to have those looked at for any like leftovers, traces, anything that can kind of corroborate what Mark was saying. And I'm hoping that Mark wasn't just being a dick because he's mad at his friend and like has now put this girl's whole mental health at risk.
Right. Oh my god. Like, nah, definitely this needs some sort of legal action. And yeah, she should have definitely filed a police report for
Yeah,
sure, and this stuff should have definitely been tested. Oh my god. Like, I'm just trying to think if this is someone that I know, like how I
would react.
would react to this, because there's so many ways, so many things to do to this person. Like, how?
I'm not gonna hold you. I would probably get super like obviously I you would want to resort to violence and feel like it's
Oh,
justified to
oh,
resort
that's
to
that's at
violence,
minimum.
you know, mom.
At
But I
minimum.
feel like I need to make him a social pariah. So I'm blasting this story everywhere. Everywhere. Facebook, and I want y'all to run with it. Do you know what I mean? Like I need people to know what kind of depraved human you are.
Right, but what does that do for your own mental? Because now this is you're also opening yourself up to, on top of all the stuff that you've already been opened up to, now the public scrutiny. That's crazy.
Not necessarily
Not to
because
your, not even to your own like doing either. Like, it's so sad. You
not
know,
even
the internet is trash.
it is, but recently, just to stay on this, and this isn't even a topic we're going to discuss, but in France, there was a woman who ended up taking her husband to court because over the last 10 years, he had been drugging her till she was
I heard this.
unconscious
I heard
and
about this.
having groups of men come in and have sex with her while she
Yeah,
was unconscious.
yeah.
And they were recording and all of this stuff. So now all of these men are now on trial. And she said something that had resonated with me, and I'm going to paraphrase it because I don't remember it fully, but it's kind of like she's not ashamed because she's the victim, and she needs victims to be able to know that you have a voice.
Right.
And so in this type of situation, I know the internet is a vile place, and I'm sure in the deepest, darkest pits of the internet, some scum bucket is out there saying, "How did she not
Not
know that this was happening?" Da, 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 da.
not the
But
best
like,
terminology to use today. Not the best
oh,
terminology to use.
I wasn't
But
thinking.
but what I'm saying is, it's like, she's very strong for doing that, and I understand her reasoning for that. Everybody is not that strong and not that mentally stable to be able to handle that sort of
That's
attention
facts.
and scrutiny. So this is, oh my god, I'm traumatized.
You are.
I'm gonna have to talk to my therapist about this.
Shout
How
out
do?
to Jasmine.
Oh my god! You could have
It
saved
came
this
in
for the
hot.
end. You could have saved this for the end. Oh
No,
my
no.
god! Oh my
We're gonna
god!
keep the we're gonna keep that moving.
I hope she gets the help she deserves,
I do too,
and
actually. And I hope that
the justice she deserves.
the skin on his penis falls off in increments
No,
to expose skin.
he shouldn't
You know what I
have one.
mean?
He shouldn't have one.
Yeah, but I feel
And
like that pain of having like exposed skin on his penis and it just keeps peeling away is a good amount of torture for the rest of his life, but he can't do anything with it.
not
I'm
enough.
gonna go with that.
Not enough
I'm
torture.
gonna go with that to start.
Not enough. But oh, I hope they let the people in jail know that he's in jail for this specific reason.
Yeah.
It's
Side note, that has nothing to do with this either. That recently happened to a man who was sentenced to prison for
a 3-year old.
sexually assaulting and murdering an 8-year-old black girl.
Oh yeah, I think I heard
He
this
didn't
too.
last a month. They found out, and it was curtains for him. And it couldn't have happened to a better person. You said you had your iPad, right?
I do. What? I'm scared. First of all, you put some bullets in this week's topic queue. I don't know if I don't know if I can come back from this week. I can already tell. I can already tell what type of time you're on this week. So what am I looking up now, Joyhdae?
I just want you to Google and look up the latest news, DJ Envy.
Oh God. Oh Lord. Here we go. Hold on. News. DJ Envy hit with a side after daughter dresses as crush on you, Lil Kim. Like,
Also from Jasmine, but I was already going to do this anyway.
Joyhdae, Joyhdae, Joyhdae. Okay, so my wife has been working on a project this whole week, and I've been helping her in a studio for a creative project. And the photographer and I were chopping it up, and we were in the studio. There was no music on. My daughters and his daughter are also in the studio after school. He puts on some music, and it was like a Junior Mafia song or something like that. And immediately, 2 seconds in, both of us was like, "Nope." It just could not happen. It just reminded me of Cardi B, like on live, and then Culture coming in, and then she was like, "Oh no, you can't hear this music," or whatever the case. How do these people not have discernment?
Is the question. Because for those who don't know, before we get into it, DJ Envy, who y'all know as the co-host of the Breakfast Club, or you may not know, but he is a radio host, DJ person. Basically, for Halloween, he and his wife had his young daughter dressed up as Little Kim in the Crush on You video, from the wigs to the costumes.
Mm-mm,
And they basically did the whole video. Not the whole,
mm-mm,
they did the video. They did
mm-mm,
elements of the video.
mm-mm.
I will say that the lyrics of the song are obviously completely inappropriate for a little girl.
Right.
In the video, a lot of Little Kim's clothing was also inappropriate
Correct.
for a little girl. Not for Little Kim because she was grown, but for a little girl.
Right.
The only thing that I will give them, even though it's not a lot, is that she kept her jacket closed when she was in the swimsuit. But I did see the swimsuit on his TikTok, so I don't know, whose eyes was it for? Is my question.
This is the problem. Like these. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like I have a 6-year-old and an 11-year-old, and I do my I do my best to protect them from the elements. I say elements, but like everything that's out there in the ether, like it is very imperative to me that they grow up to be respectable women that had great lessons from their father and knows what to expect from the gaze of the public and their partners that they choose, how they're supposed to be treated. I'm not about to let the world corrupt them before their time. Like
Yeah.
it's just not going to happen. I don't understand how this happens. I know you don't like when I do this, but I just wanted to
Stop.
remind
Stop.
the world
Stop.
remind the world
Stop.
that the
Stop.
show is called Virgo season, and
Stop.
DJ Envy is a
Why would
Virgo.
you do that?
And
Why do you insist
I
upon
tell
doing that?
people that we are nuanced. We are not necessarily
This is not,
all on the up and up. Some of us
no.
are good and terrible in great Virgo fashion, like just
This is
terrible,
just,
just terrible.
and the crazy thing is, at the end of the credits, it's like him and his wife had something to do with this. And who was it for? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just my question. Who was it for?
Who's it for?
Because I feel like there's so many age appropriate songs that you could have done with the money and time that you had than to choose Little Kim Crush on You for your child that is not, she's not 20, she's not, you know what I mean? She's not
Right.
a young adult. She's a child. Like, this child can't be no more than like 6, 7, 8, 9, the latest. And this is what you chose to do for her. Like, you could have done Beyonce. You could
Mm.
have done Sierra. There's so many Janet Jackson. There's so many people that you could have done. Do you know what I mean? That are a little bit more age appropriate. Raven Simone back in the day when she was, so many age appropriate things you
Right.
could have done.
Right.
And this is what you guys landed on.
Oh my god. Speaking of Halloween, did you see Sierra as Glorilla in the
Yes.
Speedy interview?
Yes.
That
Glow
was
is
great.
having the year.
That was
Glow is
great.
having a year. Okay, in better news, and news that made me happy because Black excellence. Former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani faces 148 defamation judgment after the court ruled against him for false claims made about the Georgia election workers.
148 million today.
What did I
Million.
say?
Just 148.
Oh, 148 million, excuse me, which he has been very slow to pay. So a judge has decided to liquidate a lot of his assets. So he is now handing over to two beautiful Black women down in Atlanta, Georgia, key assets that include his Manhattan apartment, a bunch of luxury watches, sports memorabilia, and a claim for unpaid legal fees from Donald Trump's 2020 campaign.
For
A
$2
couple of
million.
things, a couple of exceptions have been made in the time being, only because his son, who looks like him, are claiming that it's his, which is a Yankees World Series rings, his Yankees World Series rings, and his Florida condo, which are now under separate legal review. Yeah, I'm gonna need y'all pay those women what you owe them, Giuliani.
It's so crazy. I never seen anything like this. Apparently, you're not a great lawyer, and you didn't hire great lawyers, because
No.
nobody that has that much assets ever loses in this fashion, to where they are. The Daily Show, they were making fun. There was like, poor Giuliani, not necessarily out of empathy, but like,
Yeah.
the man is poor now. Like, it's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah. No.
It's crazy. Like, I never seen anything like this in my life.
He's rolling around in a wheelchair now, and people are like, take that too. Take that too. You know, you can't afford that either. Take that too. I'm sure you got some.
Oh,
Listen,
I need somebody rich to defame me. I'm telling you, Janae.
like,
I need it.
defame
I
me,
need it.
please, because y'all thought y'all were above
Woo.
the law, and the law said,
Oh, I fought
pump
the
your
law, and the
brakes.
law won.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Wow.
Totally
Wow.
did. Since
Wow.
we're talking about election stuff, there's a lot going on. The day after this episode drops
I wanted
is
to mention
Election
that.
Tuesday.
Yes, yes.
If you have not taken advantage of early voting,
Don't know why.
make sure you get to the polls. If you are somebody who asked for a mail-in ballot, check the day. Check what day is the last day that you can officially mail in your ballot. I'm pretty sure that day has passed. You may have to drop it off at a lockbox, or
Hmm.
go to your polling station and ask them for a provisionary ballot. This election is super important. Right now, numbers are looking really good for Kamala. We have some, people who have called 9 out of the 10 elections in the last years, who have only missed once. He said 4 out of his 6 indicators say that Kamala is winning this. He was the only one that called Trump in 2016. I'm hoping that he didn't mess it up this year. Get out and vote. The babies depend on it. The babies' futures depend on it.
That's right.
I got my mail-in ballot. I mailed that sucker in the next day, and then I went and I checked a couple days later to make sure that it was received online. You can also do that. It was received. I even got my little sticker that said, I voted early. Oh, I voted by mail or something like that.
Mm. When Jade says make it out to the polls, she's not talking about Magic City. I just want to clarify.
Unless they're a
She's
polling station.
unless who knows? I've seen crazier things, especially during this election cycle.
Yes.
So, well, if there's a voting,
If there's a polling station
if
at
there's a
Magic
polling
City,
station at
those
Magic,
polls too.
let's go.
That's actually smart, but
It would actually be quite smart. Now that you say it. I did vote early on Halloween, and it was great. They were like, oh, people just be coming in for the stickers. I am one of those people. I'm going to take me a nice little story and put it on Instagram, just to let y'all know I'm better than you, because I voted first. I did it first. And I want to show y'all how to do it. And so I just want to make sure that y'all go out there. I also want to tell y'all that I want to be nowhere near the polls on election day, because people are crazy.
mm-hmm.
And all of that crazy that we didn't think was in New York City is now trickling down into New York City. And I want no parts. I want to be far away from
Mm-hmm.
the polls. And so I did my civic duty, did what I needed to do, even on the back sides of the ballot for those
Mm-hmm.
propositions.
Mm-hmm.
So I want y'all to do your research and do what you make sure that you fill in all the bubbles in the right spot. Also, I want to say, vote Kamala or do
Yes.
not vote. That's all I'm saying. Please.
I mean, because if you're not gonna vote for her, honestly, your vote
Just
is wasted. I mean,
it's a
let's be
it's a
honest.
waste, and we don't want it to be wasted in the other direction for no
Yeah,
reason.
not for no
So
reason.
just don't vote. If you don't feel it, don't vote.
I
But
mean,
like, if you're gonna
honestly,
vote, vote for Kamala. That's what I'm saying.
if in the year of our Lord 2024, you are still supporting Donald Trump, I don't even have words for you at this point.
Yeah.
Like, you're not as contrarian, intelligent, whatever it is that you think you are by supporting Donald Trump, you're not. and I'm just gonna keep it real with you. I think you're stupid. I'm not even gonna try to. There's no justifiable reason in 2024 for you to be voting for Donald
Oh
Trump. There's
God.
literally no justifiable reason. Don't be mad at me. Be mad at the fact that you have obviously not fully developed your brain and you're voting, because it can't be because you're fiscally conservative, knowing good and well that this man has blown up the deficit when he was in office. He outspent every president prior to him. So you're not fiscally conservative. You're not about abortion, because y'all be out here telling women not to have abortions unless it's your girlfriend that your wife don't know about and she's carrying your baby. Then you don't have no problem dropping her off at the clinic and making that disappear. So we know it's not that. And we know that it's not because you're against LGBTQIA plus rights, because a lot of y'all are in a circle jerk right now with each other and you don't want your wives or your girlfriends to know. So in the year 2024, if you were voting for Donald Trump, I think you're stupid. Quote me on that.
Oh
Be
my
mad at
God.
me. Don't care. Don't play me. Play Lotto. It is what it is. I said it. I mean it. I'm 10 toes down on that.
If you
Sorry.
need the t-shirt, we're selling that at virgoseasonshow.com. All
Yes.
right. Thank you.
In good news, though, early voting numbers right now have been absolutely astronomical. So
Oh
far,
yeah. Oh yeah.
almost 64 million early votes have been cast this year, which is nearly 40% of the total that was cast, the total cast in 2020,
Which was the biggest
which was the
turnout ever.
biggest. Georgia has seen record in-person early voting. North Carolina had a 12% decrease in overall early voting, but an increase in in-person early voting votes. And that's good for us, because while Republicans are starting to like early vote and older people are early voting, typically it tends to skew more Democratic. I'm just
Right.
saying, I'm
Right.
not I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm
Right.
cautiously optimistic. Donald Trump is out here telling his people to early vote by mail-in votes, and then also to show up to the polls on election day and vote 2 or 3 times, because
Oh
of
my
course he
God.
would.
Oh my God.
Um,
Oh my God.
I don't understand.
Lord.
He also had a rally last week in New York at Madison Square Garden that I actually found myself in the middle of, because I was coming back from Massachusetts and completely forgot that these idiots were in the Penn Station 34th Street area. And there was a lot of people. I'm not going to lie. My mother did tell me to shut up because I was being very Joyhdae in the moment.
Oh,
Um,
thank you, Mama Jade, because
Telling people,
we could have
y'all
not
look
had an episode
stupid.
today. We could have not had an
Y'all don't
episode
think those
today.
hats are corny? You look like an idiot. I can't believe the city agreed to this dumb shit. And then my mother
Oh,
was like, Joyhdae, stop it. So
very
I
good.
did, because I
Very
listened
good.
to my mother.
Very good. Very good.
But I know that there are a couple of people that were at the rally that Donald Trump would have wished had shut up, like comedian Tony Hinchcliffe,
Mm,
who decided to call Puerto Rico a
mm,
floating island of garbage,
mm,
among other things. He made a joke about Black people and how he was carving watermelons with his Black friend in the audience, how Puerto Ricans or Spanish people in general, all they know how to do is have babies they don't know how to pull out,
mm.
which then led to a backlash
Obviously.
amongst Puerto Ricans
Obviously.
that I don't think the campaign was prepared for.
They were not.
Bad Bunny, who's probably the most popular Puerto Rican on earth right now,
I'd say so.
right after that happened, put up in his Instagram story, he shared Kamala's plans for Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer Lopez, who, I mean, okay, girl, decided that she was going to do the same thing. Okay. Mark Anthony put out something where he said he remembers when Donald Trump, after the hurricane in Puerto Rico, he was out there throwing paper towel at the poor Puerto Ricans like it was a
Un-
fucking game.
Unbelievable.
Nicky Jam, the reggaeton star that Donald Trump misgendered a couple weeks back,
Who
has
endorsed them still after
still, after he called him a she,
oh my God.
has rescinded his endorsement
Endorsement.
of Donald Trump. Apparently, Puerto Ricans are so upset, in fact, that a lot of Puerto Ricans who were going to vote for Donald Trump or may not have been intending on voting at all have decided that they're going to vote. For example, in Pennsylvania, I think there's over 500,000 Puerto Ricans and maybe
600,000.
600,000 Puerto
Yes.
Ricans. And from what I've heard, a lot of them are now like, cool.
This is the thing. They're Donald Trump is trying to distance himself from these comments as
Mhm.
if He had no idea what was going on, or his people, his campaign, nobody knew what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
This is a campaign rally for the presidency of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
He also mentioned they were not vetted or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that. Like, first of all, if you can't vet a speaker for a rally for your presidency, what the hell are you going to do with the presidency, sir?
Is
That's
the
one.
question.
That is one. Two, he was vetted,
Yeah.
because if he was not vetted, they wouldn't have pulled out some of the content where he called Kamala
I'll
a
see you
word
next
that's
Tuesday.
a see you next Tuesday. Boom. I was going to say a word that rhymes with punt, but they took that part out and left all the rest of his stand up routine in there. And so, because they were speaking to their audience, they thought that all of this stuff was going to go off. But when they saw the backlash, he tried to distance himself away from it, and they realized they had to start pivoting, because the same Puerto Ricans that they disparaged are in all of the swing states
Mhm.
that they need
In great numbers.
in great numbers.
In great numbers.
In states where he narrowly won, when he did win the presidency by maybe a couple, like tens of thousands of votes or whatever, when the numbers of the multiples of those numbers
Mm-hmm.
are Puerto Ricans, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you piss them off, you're gonna lose the race. And I'm here for it. But like, get it, like, this man speaks from all sides of his mouth and flip
Every
flops,
time.
and yet y'all just follow him like y'all just
Blindly.
wading in the ocean. Like, no matter where the waves go, that's where y'all going. Like,
Blindly.
it doesn't make any sense.
And not to be that person, but this is what it took. Out of everything, a lot of people like to feel like you are the exception to the rule.
Right.
This man has shown us time and time and time and time
So
who
many
he
times.
is. Only until it defected your group directly were you able to say maybe he's not that great of a person.
You
Like
know what's
let's think about that for a second,
you know what's so
please.
wild about that is that the man, this is not the first time he's encountered the Puerto Ricans.
No.
He was throwing paper towels at them after people, over 3,000 plus people, had died in a hurricane,
Hmm.
calling this place all sorts of garbage and all of that stuff.
Hmm.
Yet there was so many of them willing to still vote for him in the 2024
Yeah.
election. And
Yeah.
this is what it took,
This is
which
what
is
it took.
weird. And I just hope
Wild.
that what they're saying is the truth, and they go out to the polls and swing that vote over to Kamala, because
They've I've
I don't
heard
understand what's going
online.
on in the world anymore. And regardless of what you're saying, I'm still hella nervous, Jade. I'm
Oh, you
hella
know,
nervous
I'm never
about what's
listen.
going on.
2016 was a year where we all just knew Hillary had it in the bag because it's Donald Trump.
Right.
Okay. There's never been a more unserious person on the face of the earth than Donald Trump. Okay. I'm not saying that Kamala, I don't know. I said I'm cautiously optimistic just
Right.
because internal polling and some of her leads are they're insurmountable for him to overtake.
Right.
But again, polling, there's put it like this. The percentage in the polling is so minute, like the margin of error, that if it swings one way, it's a massive blowout for Kamala. If it
Right.
swings another way, it's a massive blowout for Donald Trump.
Right.
Do I think it's a blowout for Donald Trump? I would hope not. But listen, white women have been voting against their interests for a very long time now, and white men are going to white men. It is what it is. And a lot of minorities with their wanting proximity to whiteness
Mm.
are going to go against the grain. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Because they think they're different. I just watched a video where this man, a black man, called himself the MAGA gangster, where he was debating this guy, Destiny, who I have issues with both of them, but Destiny's always on his shit. And I was listening to this man speak because he kept saying, I'm outside. I'm outside with his goth spiked collar on his neck. And I just wanted to know, what outside are you on? Because I've seen on TikTok, I've seen a lot of, they call them the YNs, the young N words, who are like, I'm going to the polls and I'm voting for Kamala. Even young
Listen.
N's are so I'm
Listen.
cautiously optimistic.
I hope so. I really hope so. Like
Alan
I'm
Lickman, if you got it wrong this year, I'm suing you for defamation and for emotional distress because you are why I am cautiously optimistic. Because you got it right nine out of 10 times and you called Trump in 2016 and everybody laughed at you.
yeah. Yeah.
But that being said, on a much happier note, because Trump is always about his rally sizes, Kamala had a rally that attracted almost over 75,000 people, almost 100,000 people at the Ellipse in Washington, D.C., where January 6th took place, which stressed unity, economic reform, and contrasted her approach to Trump's divisive rhetoric. Her speech knocked it out the park. Not
Mhm.
gonna hold you, knocked it out the
Mhm.
park. Prior to this rally, she also held a rally in Houston, Texas,
Yeah.
with
That part.
Houston's very own
President and
Beyonce
Vice
Knowles.
President of
Yes,
Houston.
of Houston, Kelly Rowland, and Beyonce Knowles Carter,
Yes. Yes.
and Mama Tina.
Yes.
And listen, I don't care what anyone says. What Kamala has been able to do in 13 weeks,
Yeah.
unheard of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unheard. The joy that you feel and you see at her rallies, like the energy,
Yeah.
unheard of.
Yeah. You
Not
know
even with
what's
Barack.
you know what's wild is that, and I'm still pissed at this, but she's even gotten Michelle Obama, who, if she could care less about being in office, she would. She
Mm-hmm.
even got her to come out and yell at y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you, when this lady spoke, I still have chills right now just thinking about it. Like, I'm like, why the hell didn't she run? They weren't ready for her. They need a Kamala first so that they can have a Michelle Obama. They're not ready for Michelle Obama. But I really wanted Michelle Obama. I'm
No,
just gonna I'm
we
just
all
gonna say,
did. And
oh my
Michelle told
God.
us
Too
that
good.
she don't want no parts of us. Okay. She not doing it. Y'all can ask her. Y'all just gonna have to burn the place down. She's not doing it. Okay. Michelle has let us know that.
Oh,
Also, in the
yeah,
same vein of this, before we wrap this up,
yeah.
say what y'all want to say about Joe Biden, but Joseph Robinette, now that he's unhinged and unleashed, is my favorite Joseph Robinette because he called those people garbage. He called Trump supporters garbage. And they were so angry at that some of them dressed up as garbage
Mm,
for Halloween.
mm.
So stupid, in fact, that Donald Trump they somehow convinced somebody to give them a garbage truck and put Trump 2024 on a garbage truck for
I
him
did
to
see that.
drive around
I did see that.
a parking lot. So much so, in fact, Charlie Kirk was at a rally or some convention and said, they call us garbage. I bet you they ain't never seen garbage like this. Sir, that is not the win that you think it is. It is not.
History books will show you driving around in a garbage truck. And
Okay?
then they say history is written by the victors. And
Yeah.
so when you lose,
Yeah.
this is the
I just need y'all
story.
to understand. And they made Uncle Joe apologize. They did.
Oh,
They
oh
did. They
man.
made him correct it. But I just know we're gonna have a lot of hot mic moments between now
Yeah.
and
It's
like when Joe retires. And
Yeah, it's it's sort of like when Obama was in his second term and he
Mhm.
was just like, I don't have any more elections to win, and he was unhinged. That's the same situation.
Robinette said, I'm gonna
Same
give y'all all
situation.
the words. I'm giving you all of the words. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on. Oh, okay. Well, allegedly, since we're talking about this, and this is our last like Donald Trump thing.
Vote,
Allegedly,
vote, vote, please. Vote, Kamala.
Tamron Hall found herself on the Summer Jam screen
Jesus Christ.
because somebody said that
I
Tamron, who before you say it is a Virgo, had an
was just
affair.
about to say
Because
it.
I knew you was gonna say it. I knew you was gonna put that out there. So I beat you to the punch.
Oh God, why?
Allegedly had an affair in 2016
Oh my God.
with Donald Jamal Trump
Oh my God.
and allegedly became pregnant and had an abortion as a result.
Oh
And
my
also this is why
God.
she abruptly lost her show on NBC at the time. Journalist J.K. Trotter claims that NBC journalists knew of an alleged affair in 2016 and that 4chan hackers accessed voicemails between Trump and Hall, hinting at a personal connection. Hall allegedly thanked Trump for advice and mentioned using his discount on a Gucci dress in one of the messages. Neither one of them have come out and said anything. Keith Olbermann, who fell from grace, in my opinion, did talk about it a little bit on his podcast, which led some credence to it. Tamron, girl, why? If this is true, Tamron, girl,
Uh,
why?
oh God, I have so many theories here in my brain. If this is the truth, this is alleged, by the way. So we
Yes,
just wanna put this out there as alleged. But people have a type. I will say that.
they do.
Uh, Also, when certain types of people are looking to climb socially, they'll put up with a lot. I don't know that this is true. I want to hope that it's not true, and we are
Me too.
waiting. We're waiting for some sort of something.
Mhm.
I'm not waiting. I don't care, honestly.
Yeah,
But like,
I'm not.
but it's like, why? Like, what? You know what's wild about this? You know what's wild about this? If this turns out to be true, this does not do anything for Donald Trump. It does not make him look any worse or do anything. Like, it's just par for the course.
Yeah.
No pun intended. Um, this is who he is.
Yeah.
What it does is now it tears down this image of this climbing black woman success that we are supposedly rooting for, and that sucks. Let's
Sorry,
I
I'm immature.
Oh God, Janae,
I'm
stop
immature.
it. I just
I'm so immature.
I just hope it's not true. I just hope it's not
When I tell you that black people as a whole, our flabbers have been gasted by this alleged.
true.
Okay, I was on Twitter when this dropped, and
Oh,
initially I just saw Tamron Hall was trending, and then I saw Donald Trump under it. Like they'll tell you like kind of what's related, and
yeah.
so I thought Tamron endorsed Donald Trump, and then I was ready to just be like, Tamron girl, learn from Chrisette Michelle. We ain't heard from her since she sang at that man.
I'm gonna
And when
let
I
you know.
tell you, I didn't expect it to be worse than an endorsement, because there has
It was
never been
worse
a
though.
point in history where Donald Trump has been attractive. There's never been, like, you can look at old pictures of people and be like, I get it. Age ain't do you well, but I could see there has never,
There's beauty in everybody for
not in
somebody.
Donald Trump, not in Donald
I'm
Trump.
telling you, there's beauty in
Melania will tell you there is no
everybody for
beauty in
somebody.
Donald Trump. That woman don't even want to hold that man's
For
hand.
somebody, I didn't say it was his own wife. I'm saying for somebody,
I
it's there.
First of all, the fact that he literally tans himself to be orange will never
Oh,
not flabbergasted it even more.
oh my
Because I
god.
saw a picture of him. I showed somebody a picture of him recently, how he's been looking because he's been overdosing on this orange tan of his. And sir, let it go. You are pasty. You are white. Embrace your whiteness. Y'all keep trying to tell us that that is the
Yeah.
standard.
Yeah, I just don't understand how they are supposed to be the standard, but yet they try so hard to look more like
Everybody but the
exactly,
okay.
which is weird.
Okay.
It's weird. It's weird.
Tish true. Since
Oh
we talking
jeez.
about random shit
Oh
before I get to
boy.
like other stuff,
Oh boy.
I wasn't sure if I was going to share this, but I am. So rumors are circulating that Tom
Oh
Cruise has
gosh.
sex with fish.
Sorry. So I want to let you know, Janae. I told you I'm under the weather and I'm laughing, and so I'm feeling slightly better. So I want to thank you for that. But I knew nothing about most of these topics until about an hour and a half ago, and I blame you because I cannot get this time back. I cannot get any of this back. Yo, Janae,
Listen, I'm just telling you,
first you hit me with a Tamron Hall, then you hit me with
I had to
Tom
keep that
Cruise
going.
and fish.
Actually, and
Like,
shout out to Ash because she's the one who sent this to me. And I
of
said
course,
specifically,
of course,
oh, I
course,
have to do this because this is going to
of
grind
course,
Ryan's gears. And she
of
said,
course.
exactly. So allegedly, now this has not been confirmed nor
Oh
denied,
my
but
goodness.
Tom Cruise apparently has a thing where he purchases fish and enters bathrooms with them and then
in paper
comes out.
towels and
Yeah,
comes out without the paper towel and the
without the
fish.
paper towel and the fish. And so this story started on an anonymous post claiming that Cruz bought a raw sea bass in Italy, took it to the bathroom, and left it there. Additional sightings reportedly took place in Los Angeles and Beijing. Listen, The Simpsons don't ever lie. There was an episode on The Simpsons where Troy McClure
I
was having sex with fish, and then he had to date Marge's sister, Patty, and they got married. And people are saying that's parallel to Tom and Katie because that's the whole thing. So listen,
I'm convinced The Simpsons was sent here to give us messages, and they packaged it in a cartoon
mm-hmm,
form so that it just seems like it's some like whatever
mm-hmm,
type of show. But if you take heed, it's a lot of stuff in there that happened long before the incidents actually happened, and then those incidents happened. So I
because they said Lisa was president. Lisa was president, and when
mm,
when Hillary ran with the pearls, everybody was
yeah.
like, "The Simpsons got it." Now they saying that's Kamala, so we'll see. But all I
Yo, if
know
Kamala
is
puts pearls on election night,
there's pictures of Kamala with pearls on already, looking
oh
very
beautiful,
presidential.
oh
All I'm
beautiful.
saying is I specifically remember that episode with Troy McClure and Patty getting married because Troy McClure did not like Patty. Okay, there was no love in there. And Troy McClure was out here having salacious relationships with fish. How did Simpsons know that back in 1990, whatever? This was back in the day. This was early. This wasn't even recent Simpsons. This was like early 2000 Simpsons. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
when Katie Holmes and Tom Cruise was happening. Tom Cruise is allegedly having sex with fish, y'all.
Yikes. I mean, I never thought anything other than that man was strange. And if this is true, I think bestiality is illegal.
Yeah.
And so put him under the jail.
I mean,
Put
anybody
him,
going it's Tom Cruise, and
put
they
him under
love
the,
they
yeah,
love him.
the power is real for them
Exactly.
Scientologists. But yeah, that's wild and crazy to me, Jade. Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Y'all gonna stop talking about Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, y'all gonna leave that girl alone. Side note, I did watch her documentary, and
Okay.
now, even though her music is not my ministry, I am staunchly in her corner, and I will fight you behind Megan. Pete, you
Megan's
understand
music is
me?
not your ministry? I thought it was.
No, I like some of her songs, but I'm not
Yeah.
like a whole. Like she has singles, but
I listened to some of Act Two, and she's starting to make me a little bit of a believer. A little bit. She was definitely not for me. Her rap's not for me. I like her as a person, but her raps was
you
definitely
know,
not for me. But
she's.
it's getting there. It's getting there for me.
I watched the documentary, and I absolutely adore that girl. Do you hear me? I adore that lady. Everything that she has been through is crazy. If you were still supporting Tory Lanez in 2024, you were just as stupid as the Trump supporters. That man did not make music great enough for
Same
y'all to be
people.
going behind him like y'all going behind him now. Okay. Anyway, I say all that to say she is filing a lawsuit against blogger Milagro Grams for alleged harassment and spreading false information. So during the height of this whole Tory Lane situation, Milagro
Mm.
was one of these like random people who became popular at this particular time because she was very pro Tory and claimed she had information and was leaking deep fake set tapes and all kinds of shit. In the lawsuit filed in Florida, they accused Cooper, her real last name is Cooper, of being a paid surrogate for Tory Lanez and spreading damaging claims about Megan's personal life. Accusations include posting a deepfake video, alleging a severe drinking problem, and labeling Megan with derogatory terms. She spread misinformation about evidence in the shooting case, falsely claiming the gun was lost during the trial. Also, need y'all to know that just because y'all delete y'all tweets, don't mean
Don't
that
mean
there's not
that this.
evidence. Because
Come
I
on.
went and I looked at the actual filing, and they have the tweets in the filing,
Of
sweetie. You're
course
going,
they. Of
you're
course
going,
they
you and
would.
Tasha K broke, broke.
Like
Okay.
how do I don't understand how these people don't learn lessons from Tasha K and Cardi B because they coming for y'all now. Y'all
Like,
will never be able to make any sort of money because every single dime that you make is gonna be diverted right into their
bro,
pockets.
Sweetheart is saying she's countersuing and dismissing the accusations on Twitter before she made her Twitter page private. Baby, they have your tweets. They have all of your tweets. Like Megan never fully addressed people directly because she had Rock Nation said that you were going to crumble. And so now you're going to fall. Leave that woman alone. In the documentary too, she was showing how some of the men reacted, like how Joe Budden, academics, Diddy. Like none of y'all are hanging out. None of y'all were in good company. You know what I mean? The people who were
Yeah.
accusing her.
Yeah.
Sue these bloggers. And y'all need to realize too that just saying allegedly, sometimes when you have bad intent, does not cover the bad intent.
Right.
That's still defamation, especially
Yeah.
when you continue to do so.
Yeah.
See, I said Tom Cruise allegedly is sleeping with fish. But that's the Simpsons' fault because they put it out with Troy McClure. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Oh God.
So
Yeah.
Milagro, I hope that she sues you for everything you're worth and then some. I hope that you become a pariah in this field because y'all try so hard to chase clout and become fake journalists. Now look at you.
Listen, Cardi got a machine behind her. Megan got the biggest and baddest machine in the industry behind her. So whatever y'all thought happened with Cardi and Tasha, it's gonna get worser with this
Worser.
girl.
Worser. And then also, y'all are trying to say in the documentary,
Woo.
Megan admitted to having sex with Tory Lanez, and y'all are saying she lied, which means why would she didn't lie about getting shot? I too would lie if I had sex with Tory Lanez, and I'm not even famous. Okay? Sometimes some bodies don't count. Okay? Sometimes family stop listening. A nut is just a nut.
I'm just trying to understand who does she owe her sex life to? Like, who is she
Is the
supposed to?
question.
Like,
They're
I'm
mad
trying to
because
understand. I'll tell you right now, I ain't never had sex with my wife. Never mind the fact that I have 2 children.
yeah, no.
Never did it.
No.
What you gonna tell me? You don't know?
Like it's the fact that because she was on Gayle King when Gayle interviewed her and Gayle asked her and she said no. And in the documentary, she addresses that because what does that have to do with me getting shot? He didn't
Right.
shoot me while we were sleeping together. So why are you asking me? And that's the point. Like, get out of women's vaginas, please.
Yeah.
I am not famous. Had I ever slept with Tory Lanez when nobody know but me and God? Because I would tell him it didn't happen. Even if he told me it happened, I would tell Tory Lanez, absolutely not. You got me. I have a lot of doppelgangers. My cousin tells me all the time she sees me out in the streets of Manhattan when I'm at home. It was my doppelganger. That's not me. Y'all are bugging.
Yeah, it's wild. It's like I don't understand. I mean, I get it. I'm a huge fan of Beyonce and other people. At the same time, these celebrities owe me nothing. They don't owe me anything. Like, and y'all need
Parasocial
to understand
relationships.
that. Like, it's like
Mm-hmm.
we like these people. They don't owe us anything, and
Nothing.
y'all got to leave them alone. They will come for you, as is evident in the past recent years. So,
Get
good
them,
luck.
man.
Good luck.
From one creep to another, Shaq was on Angel Reese's
Jesus, I told
podcast.
y'all she was on something this week. I
Um,
told y'all.
and you know, Shaq, sometimes we give you your flowers. But I'm putting you on creep watch because I don't, you know what? Actually, this should have been a Ho Is You Cool segment because why would you get on that girl, that young girl, young enough to be your daughter, podcast? And instead of talking about the amazing achievements that she has accomplished in her very short and young life in the WNBA,
Right.
you start making comments about her wearing revealing outfits to increase merchandise sales.
It's wild. It's you know what's so creepy about this is that he basically positioned himself to be like her mentor. They come from the same college and they were both like stars. Him on the men's side, her on the women's side, basically having like very similar
Mm-hmm.
trajectories and careers. And so you would think he would be like, okay, let me help guide you through this whole situation. He's in a situation now where he signed her to a nil deal with Reebok. And so basically, he is her boss at
Mm-hmm.
this point. And
Mm-hmm.
so, no matter how uncomfortable he makes her, she's kind of like rock and hard place. It's like it's
Yeah.
a very weird situation for her, and I don't like that. It's very creepy. It's very like I don't want to use specific words because he hasn't actually done anything other than speak, as far as I know. But when you are in a position of power, and especially when you're this much older. Like, I think he has children that are older than
Yeah,
she is.
she's a baby.
It's tarnishing your reputation at this point.
Creep watch.
We've had some instances where you were doing like stuff like this with other younger people, and it didn't look good, and now you're just continuing to do this after you've already had the backlash. Now we know this is definitely you, and you will continue to do this.
Creep.
And yeah, I'm not with it.
The thing about it with Trump, see, now you're gonna be comparing you to Trump, Shaq. The thing about it with Shaq is we've caught you in so many situations where it's just been uncomfortable. Like this girl was obviously uncomfortable, and you kept going back to like an outfit she wore on like Wild and Out and how that would like make things better. And then it's just weird behavior.
You know what's wild is that he mentioned the fact that he looks at her like his daughter or something like that. That makes it even worse
Worser.
because why would I tell my child to do this?
Exactly.
Why
You know what?
why
Maybe that
oh
Trump comparison wasn't so far off because back in the day, Trump used to talk about how if Ivanka wasn't his daughter, he would date her. So
oh my god.
you know,
Oh, oh, okay.
it's just
All right.
weird.
All right, we're
But
going
also
too
shout out
far.
to you for
We're
wearing
doing
a WNBA shirt. Shout out
Let's
to you.
go. Let's go. Let's go.
With that being said, while
Let's
my
go.
Yankees did not do what I expected them to do,
But
but
let's talk about the Yankees
I
before
will
we talk
hold
about.
on before you get into that because I know before you get into that, I will say this. In 2020, when the
Mm,
Chiefs and the Dodgers both won their respective championships, Donald
uh-huh.
Trump lost. I'm willing to say that because the Dodgers won and the Chiefs won back in the Super Bowl in 2024, I'm
Uh-huh.
okay with sacrificing my Yankees World Championship
Uh,
run
uh,
for Kamala to be president.
uh,
Now,
uh-huh.
before you get on my Yankees,
Uh-huh. 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 Uh-huh.
you
Uh-huh.
can't talk from a club you can get into.
I'm
Okay,
first
because
of all, I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna
your
talk. I'm
Mets,
gonna talk. You know
your
why I'm
Mets
gonna
were
talk?
where? Watching.
You know why I'm gonna
Your
talk?
Mets were
Because
where?
we guess what? We
Watching.
both lost to the same team. This team is
That's true.
was this year more
That's
superior.
true.
But guess what? Guess what? My Mets did better than your Yankees. And they kicked y'all butts in the biggest world stage in the World Series on your own home turf.
You know,
And so
that
it's
last game, I'm not gonna hold you. That
it's kind of
last
sad.
game, the
Kind of
errors the
sad.
Yankees was making, they was playing like a bunch of fucking rookies because y'all started the game off 5-0. And
Yeah.
I said, oh, we doing
Yeah.
this 3-2. Oh, we on this. We on this.
Woo.
5-5. Nothing but errors. 6-5. What are
Yikes.
y'all smoking?
Yikes.
Anyway,
Yikes.
I'm willing to say Kamala wins because the Yankees lost, and the world just need to be on this trajectory. I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna hold it against them. Y'all
There
better
it
do
is.
this better next year. Juan Soto, do not leave. We
But
love you.
back to my
Back to the winners.
back to the winners.
Back to the winners.
I got
Shout
my
out to the
sea
New York
foam. I got
Liberty.
my sea foam on. I'm in here.
Yes.
I'm like I.
Yes.
It's your fault because you wasn't here last week. I was supposed to do all of this last week, but never too late. I'm wearing this shirt every day, every single
I
day of
hear
my
that.
life, every single day of my life because
Because had the Yankees won the World Series?
love. I love the Liberty. Oh, I've been rooting for the Liberty since 1996, is it? Around that time,
Yeah.
96, 97, whatever, when they first came here and I was going to those games for $5 at the Garden. That's like, I've been rooting for them forever. And the fact that they gave Teaspoon her love and all of that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, it was pandemonium. I went to the championship at the Barclays, the celebration. Oh man, I got to share that with my wife and the girls. That was a moment they're never gonna
I
forget,
saw
and
that. I would like to
I
also
loved it.
point out
I
that
loved it. Loved it. It was great.
again, no one told me
Oh no, I
about
only
a
had 4 tickets
celebration
and you wasn't coming.
at
Sorry.
you right about that
only
though, because it is.
only
Well, no,
only
either
had
way,
four.
because it was in Brooklyn and I was just not going anyway. Love them down, but
But
Usher
I
and
had
Beyonce in my cap.
I had such a great time, like sharing that with my young girls, seeing that women be out here doing it, and
Doing it.
everybody was rooting for them, men, women, everybody, and like they like if you let's just say this. I'm just gonna say this. I don't think I've seen better basketball, men's basketball, women's basketball. This season was phenomenal for the
Phenomenal. It
Liberty.
was.
Phenomenal, like so competitive, so
It
like
was.
I was on the edge of my seat for every single game leading up to this. And so I'm mad I couldn't make it out to the parade, the ticker tape parade, but I made it that night to the Barclays, and What a time. What a time. I will
Shout
never
out to
forget it.
my girl Ellie the elephant
Oh,
because Eric Adams was at the parade and she made
woo!
him hold her bag, and
Hold
that's
my
pretty
bag.
much all he's worth is
Facts.
holding people's bag. Even then, honestly though, Ellie, make sure I hope you checked your bag after because he's a thief. So I don't know what he was doing. He act funny in the light.
Oh.
So shout out to you, girl, because that's really all he's worth. I don't
Oh,
even know why y'all invited
it
him,
was such
but
a time. Such a time. I had a great time. I'm on cloud nine right now. This is great.
a dragon could never explode, but a dino might.
Oh, uh-huh. 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 Yep. 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 What kind of plant should you always watch out for?
A snake plant?
An ambush.
Shut up, Ryan.
I'm a dad. I could get away with that.
Why did the cows keep returning to the field of marijuana?
You said the cows?
Yes.
Why?
It was the pot calling the cattle back.
Ooh. All right. Why was the snowman smiling?
I don't know, but I feel like it's finna be out of pocket.
It is.
Why?
He saw the snowblower coming down the block.
We may have done this one, so I expect you to get it, but this is out of pocket too, and it was submitted by Red, who I
Okay,
believe her
Red.
name is actually Alina.
Well,
Correct
let's
me if
hope.
I'm wrong.
Let's hope because you don't have a
No,
good
I
track
thought I saw
record
it
with
on her.
this.
No, I saw it on her Instagram story, and I believe she said her name was Alina. She's never
Okay.
actually told me, so I'll call her Red because her.
Okay.
What do you call a deaf gynecologist?
Oh, God, I did say this, and why is it not a deaf gynecologist? Oh my God.
this is so.
It
This
is
is
out of
so out
pocket.
of
It
pocket.
is out of pocket. Tell the people, Janae. Tell the people.
A lip reader.
Yes, 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 yes. Oh God. All right. All right. Halloween just passed. Halloween
Oh
just
God.
passed. What does Dracula's girlfriend and a professional boxer have in common?
Oh God. Oh God. What? I know it's out of pocket.
They both go
Yeah.
down for the count.
Oh. I know. I know.
How many more do you have?
I have two more, but this one is for the
Okay.
math people.
Okay.
What do you get if you divide 22 sheep into 7 pens?
This is probably out of pocket too. What?
No, it's not. A shepherd's pie.
Oh my God. That's very very heady. By the way, that's so. Wow. All right. Um, why did the politician want to ban shredded cheese?
Oh God. Is it gonna be something with Gouda?
He wanted to make America great again.
Shut
Vote
up.
tomorrow. Vote tomorrow.
This is my last one. This was submitted by Natalie. My dad always used to say gallons, quarts, pints, and cups. It spoke volumes to me.
Okay. Virgo season show at gmail.com is the email address. Send us jokes because clearly we need them. We got the merch. We got the merch. You see Janae sporting the cap. The hoodies are in. You can find all the merch at virgoseasonshow.com.
That took
Thank
me
you.
out. I don't care what nobody says. You can find us on social media as well at Virgo Season Show. That's on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. You can find Ryan at Black Ryan on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. He
The
don't tell
black
y'all
one.
that, but yes, the black one.
I'm
And
not telling
you
about
can
YouTube. I didn't even put no content on YouTube yet.
oh,
But like, all right. Okay.
never
Yes.
mind.
But
And
yes.
you can find
YouTube.
me at Joyhdae on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube as well.
Yes.
And yeah, that's it.
All right. All right. How is sex like playing spades?
Oh God. Oh God. Oh, it's gonna be something about a hit. What?
You better have a good partner, or you better have a good hand.
Oh.
All right. Bye now.
Bye. Bye.
Virgo season.